you have to say what you heard to see what he said.
Well, welcome, man.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I know, man. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure for sure. Absolutely. I really enjoyed the last time. We had a lot of fun. So when I got the opportunity, I was like, yeah, for sure. I would love to come back and hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Even if it's just to listen to your jokes.
Do you think he was joking about
Yeah, I know. That's why I had to laugh. It wasn't a real laugh. It was kind of a fake laugh. I just wanted to let him know, I got you, man. I got you. I know what you're up about. I know what you're
I
about.
liked it, though, because it was, he was capping on you.
Well, just little. I'm not going to call it a cap. Let's just call it a k. Because
Cap means something totally different in this day and age. Because like my daughter will say,
I capped you.
no, she'll just be like,
No, that's
cap.
different. That's
Cap.
Like, it means lie.
Lie?
Like you're lying. Like stop capping, like stop lying.
Oh,
Really?
Before it was
She told
cap,
me it
like
was
you're
true.
shooting somebody or something.
It was like
that.
facts.
Cap is facts.
Yeah.
I guess I'm no longer part of this generation. That's like no, it's the opposite. Cap, like stop capping. It's like you're lying.
I'll tell you what I noticed just now.
What?
Manny is very well groomed.
Groomed?
Yeah. His mustache, his beard, the sides, he's cut. Who does that for you? Yourself?
No.
Where do you go?
The barber shop. Well, I have a couple.
Oh, you
I
got
have
a couple?
I have a
Jeez.
couple different barbers. It depends on where I'm at. So
Right.
like because I live in the Riverside area, if I'm there, if I'm in the Riverside area, there's a barber shop that I go out there. But if I need like a quick cut, there's a barber like he does. I'll go to his house.
Oh, that's
down
nice.
here in like Orange County.
Nice.
He cuts out of his house. And that started when COVID happened
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Good.
between the two of them.
Shane finally found a good
Yeah,
beard
I did.
trimmer. Really,
I got
really happy.
Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Really happy with this new guy.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah,
Shaping,
thanks, buddy.
Shaping it properly.
Keeping me in shape. Yeah. Yeah, I
Looks
like him
way
too.
better.
Hispanic gentleman.
He was going to this lady, this Korean lady
Korean.
who like is like 84. And he just felt bad. Like,
Yeah.
Like, and plus it was like right around the corner from
Yeah.
his house.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you really need, like, we had these guys come in. So we had, who do we have?
Justin Wenzel.
We have
Flex
Flex Wheeler
Wheeler.
on.
Okay.
And he just joined JW Fit.
Oh,
And
wow, okay.
JW Fit's got this, group of like, I mean, they look little
Sketched.
sketchy.
Yeah, big guys.
Big dudes,
Yeah.
big white dudes with beards.
Bald, bald and beard.
They could either be like crazy ass bikers that are going to kill you, or just some fitness dude.
Right? Just some, a couple of Jewish fitness guys.
Are they Jewish?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All of them?
A couple of them.
Really? Yeah. Funny. Jewish mafia.
Jewish
They're
mafia.
Jewish mafia.
Yeah,
That's what
there
they
we
are.
go.
Absolutely.
There we go. Yeah. They got trimmed beards. They're all
Their beards are like nice. I mean,
Nice.
all of them. They have
All
these
of 'em.
really nice beards.
tight.
And I was like, where do you guys get your beard? Because I knew they were from like Huntington
Yeah.
Beach area, and Shane lives over in like Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
I said, where do you guys get your beards done? And they were like, oh, at this place. So
Yeah.
that's where Shane goes now. I said, Shane, you should really.
We see
I
the
forget his name already.
You've seen the difference
Oh, yeah.
between
Like night and day. Oh, I won't go back to the Korean anymore.
She probably misses you.
Oh, for sure. I thought this morning too. Jesus, you're really bringing up a lot. You're really bringing a lot about my morning today, man. Thank you. So this morning I was thinking she probably does miss me, and I was waiting for a call. I was thinking, is she going to call me one of these days? Go, say, where are you? Why you not come back no more?
It's totally racist.
No, it's not. That's how she sounds. How's it racist? That's what she says. I love her. What do you mean racist? Come on, man. That was not.
Look, he's all upset now.
Jesus
His feelings
Christ.
are hurt.
All
We're
right.
gonna get canceled,
All
dude.
right. No, please.
Canceled.
Oh, please.
That's funny. Nah, it's been a big difference actually. When I came out here from Philly, I had a hard time actually finding a barber. The way that people cut out here is just very different from back east. So, like for example, like even with the shape up back east, a razor is like part of the haircut.
Yeah.
Here it's like extra.
Extra. Yeah.
You gotta-
Eyebrows
you gotta-
are extra.
you gotta pay
Everything's
extra.
You got to
for it?
pay extra for like the razor, but it just comes with the whole haircut. Same thing, like they charge separately for haircut and beard out here. Back home, they don't. So it's been, couple. What do you mean I got to pay an extra $15, $20?
Right.
You didn't finish the job the first time. Like, what do you mean,
And then they want a tip.
And then they want a tip,
Cali
right?
for you, man.
know?
That's California living right there. That's the
Yeah.
California dream.
Yeah.
California lifestyle.
It was-
Everything's more expensive. I don't know though. Like Philly's not cheap, is it?
In comparison to here, it is. Well,
Is
it's
it?
getting more expensive now because you have the colleges buying up everything,
Yeah.
which is driving up the market. But it's still, in comparison here, like I know, let's say a 1-bedroom on the cheap side on Riverside is what, 1900 on the cheap side. That same type of apartment in Philly would probably be about like 1100.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
really big
You know,
difference.
I know back home I was paying about 1100 or 1200, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom in an apartment, washer dryer in the unit. You come out here, you're like 3 stacks for something similar.
Yeah.
So
Orange County, it's like 4,200.
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
true.
It's crazy. Same thing with gas and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, gas is more expensive. My daughter got an apartment in Nevada for it's like 1,200, 1 bedroom, washer dryer inside.
Yeah. That's not bad. 1,200. Nevada's cheap living though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Henderson.
Oh fuck, Henderson's not. It's even cheaper. Henderson's not. Is that really even the town?
It's right by Las Vegas.
Is it?
Las Vegas.
Oh, that's
is-
right. It's
yeah.
like 20 minutes away.
Right.
That's
Las
Henderson.
Vegas is in Henderson.
Yeah, you're right.
Nevada.
You're right.
Henderson, I
Isn't.
believe, is the county. I'm looking for help. Ain't nobody helping.
Yeah.
Emily wasn't paying attention at all. She's doing some personal stuff over there. That's fine. We read it.
What are you-
We're reading you, Emily.
what are you
What were
doing?
you
What
doing
are you
just
doing?
now? Personal stuff?
You writing
Probably
this?
texting a guy she was dating last night. Probably completing a text from last night, right, Emily? That beautiful hunk of a man you're dating? Jesus, Murphy.
He is handsome.
He's very handsome. Really handsome. You know, a little too handsome.
He's a little bit.
A little too
Has
handsome.
like his hair's like blonde.
Yeah,
It's kinda
it's like
like
yeah.
dirty blonde.
Dirty blonde, yeah.
that a-
Probably
is that a
gets
thing?
white when he
I
gets.
feel like he looked like a Newport Beach guy.
Yeah. Polos.
I wonder
up
if does he wear
collar,
polo
polo collar up with a vest.
Yeah, probably
Sleeveless
wears,
vest.
Do you think he wears those boat shoes?
6'5", khakis,
6'5" khakis. Probably
Khaki.
wears those yacht shoes.
Yeah, yacht shoes, right?
Yeah.
Not like us, not like him. He's wearing Timberlands.
Oh yeah, you can tell he's from the East Coast.
Yeah.
You're gonna gotta wear your.
All right, let's stop hacking on Emily's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not very nice of us. Well,
She'll blame us.
for sure. You remember when? You cursed it. Where should we start? Childhood?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's kind of a different vibe today.
Yeah.
Let's just jump into a song. Shit.
So let's just jump in. Let's
Jump
just
in?
jump in.
Yeah, let's just jump in, bro. Just start it
Where'd
off.
you grow up?
Yeah.
Uh,
Philly. You grew up in Philly.
Well, yeah. Well, it's half and half. So I grew up actually Northern Virginia, D.C. area. Like I said, my father was he was military, Army, and I came in near the end when he was like retiring and
Yeah.
getting out. So I didn't travel as much as like my older siblings. Like my sister was born in Georgia, my brother was born in Germany, and so they traveled around a lot more. And then after that, they came to Virginia and they stayed. So we traveled a little bit in Virginia up and down like the coast. And so that was most of the early childhood type of development. And then it wasn't until later on high school, end of high school type, that I went to Philly and been in Philly for like 8, 9, 10 years after that. And that's where my personality in a sense came out. Like I felt like I was always assertive to a certain degree, but I think Philly made me aggressive. I think that's,
Yeah, well, they call Philly a city of brotherly love.
yeah. That's,
I don't think so.
no.
No. No, it's not.
I mean, we
Well,
love ourselves.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just-
what I'm saying.
It's
But
just if somebody
outsiders-
else comes in,
No
and we're like,
bueno.
yeah, we don't
Yeah.
really care about you type thing. Well, I always say like there's a difference between East Coast and West Coast. Like East Coast, I say we're kind and not nice. Out here, you guys are nice but not kind.
Agree.
So what I mean is like if I get a flat tire and I'm telling somebody out here, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll pray for you," and then like drive past you and keep going. Out there, they're gonna stop, curse you out, like, "What the heck is wrong with you? You didn't check your tire pressure, whatever case." But they're doing this as they're helping you change your tire.
Yeah. That's how I am, actually. I whine like a bitch, but I do it. I'll help, but I'll fucking call you down.
So if I ever move,
Yeah.
again.
Oh, bro, I will pay for the shippers. I will pay
That's
for
how
it.
you know if somebody's a real friend or not. It's not whether they'll help you move. It's how much they're gonna kick in.
Oh, yeah. I'll kick in.
for your move.
I won't help
For
you.
sure. For sure.
I'll come smoke a few cigarettes with you. But have a glass of water.
I don't move shit, man.
No, fuck. I usually leave town.
Huh?
Usually leave town.
Just bone out.
I bone out.
Do you have people that actually set it up for you?
Oh, yeah. I have to. Bring it in. The pictures, TVs, all done.
Damn, you must be rich.
No.
No?
I used to be.
No, you used
Yeah.
to be.
I haven't moved in a while.
What if you sold some of that art and stuff you have on your walls? Shane lives in. He has a lot of expensive art.
16345.
Nah, absolutely.
So Philly, Virginia,
yeah,
DC
so
area.
DC area. So growing
How
up,
many family members?
immediate 5.
5.
Whoa.
Wow, that is
5.
all older. All older.
Well, yeah, I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
But I'm just 5. I'm including my parents, siblings. I have 2 other.
Oh.
So it's
Oh.
5 of us total.
All right, that's okay.
My mom was like one of 12, 13. My dad's like one of 6,
Wow.
7, something like that. I don't actually think I wasn't intentional like to happen. They were done. I just kind of popped up after, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is 12 years older than I am, and my brother is 10 years older than I am. And actually, the funny thing about that, the way that came about, my parents were actually going through a divorce. They said that, you know, things had got really bad. I think my dad, at that point in time, he had backslidden, and he wasn't actually serving God at the point. I know that he was drinking, from what I was told. Like, he was drinking, all that kind of stuff like that. You know, I think he stepped out and in the military. So it was just a really rough time. And so I know from what my siblings and things were telling me, it was just like, it got really, really bad to the point that they were just ready to divorce. And so my mom would always tell me that when she would pray, you know, what hurt her so much was like, it was my dad is the one who led her to God. And then for him to change all of a sudden, she felt like this aspect of betrayal. And she said that's when she learned the scripture that says, put your faith and trust in no man, but in God alone. She said it really became real to her. But she just began to pray for him. And that's all she did was pray. And she said that God told her that she has the option that she could leave or she could stay. And that regardless, God was going to bring my dad back to him. And she decided to stay. So she prayed. She said she had like 1 or 2 people that she just would confide in. And that's like a big thing too. A lot of times when we have issues, we always tell everybody else, but it shouldn't be. You should have your inner circle. These are the only people you confide in. And they're the ones that give you influence, because not everybody wants you to succeed. So she would tell me about how pastors' wives and other people would just leave them, just do that. But God is telling her to do something else. So she shortened her circle, so she would only talk to the 1 or 2 people, prayer partners, continue to pray. And eventually, they got all the way to the point that they got to divorce court. Like, we're in the court. And then my dad was like, I don't want to do this. And they decided to work it out. But they were in front of the judge. And my mom said that during that process, God said that he told her, not only am I going to restore your marriage, I'm also going to show basically a blessing and as a sign that you're going to have a son. And then years later, here I am, you know. So the running joke in my family is that basically my older siblings weren't getting it right, so I had to come and get things done, you know. So, you know, I don't know what they were doing, but, you know, I'm here now. But it's been this growing up, there's this concept in my family like crazy faith because of situations like that. So when people look at us, they think that we're kind of out there and radical, just get up and move and stuff. But I always grew up in a concept of just, you have crazy faith. If God said it happens, like no ifs, ands, or buts. It just depends on how much you decide to believe him. And it comes from stories like that with my mother about, you know, the verge of their marriage breaking up and then God bringing it back. And now my parents, they've been married for like 40-something years, 40-something years.
Wow.
You know, they're still acting like little kids and that kind of stuff. The way growing up, I've never seen my mom really like pump gas like that. My dad was doing it for her. Like, you know, they just took care of each other. So to see how they're here or how bad things got to see now, like I can't imagine them not being together. You know, it's those kind of things. So that's kind of my upbringing. They have this special gift of just like they would say like just raising children. So I remember growing up, all they did was try to pump God into us, like the first 5 years. Everything, every game, every story, everything was something dealing with like the God or Bible, or, you know, before I go to bed, you can watch TV, but it has to be a Bible show. And it was these kind of things, though, that by the time I hit college and I was still trying to wild it out, I could never fully go like full deep in. But it's because there was just that core, you know, was there. Not that I didn't experiment and try to go out and do other things like that nature, but
you had the God bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I could never fully, even though I would try, could never fully feel like I was like in. There would be something in there. But that's due to just how they pushed it out. So they did that. I know, like I said, they were both military.
Sometimes that goes backwards on you when you're really pushing God on kids. Sometimes it reverses. What's it called? It goes. Damn, there's a word there.
I was thinking about Uno reverse.
Like Uno reverse, yeah.
Uno reverse. I think I get what you're saying, because there's this stereotype that PKs, which are pastor kids, are like the worst kids.
Yeah.
Right. And I do believe, because I was one. And I think what has to happen is you have to have balance. So I think they say that in the first couple years of a child's life, you're supposed to be the disciplinary person. So you're just teaching them right from wrong, showing them the good things and the paths that they need to take. Once they move to like middle school, high school, you stop becoming the disciplinary, and then you become the coach. And you're coaching them off the things that you say. I think a lot of parents probably have an issue with that transition, because, you know, I grew up in an era, you know, children supposed to be seen, not heard type thing. And then once they get after high school, 17, 18, 19 on, you step into the friendship, right? You're more of counsel, just bouncing ideas off each other type thing. And I think these transitions people have a hard time doing, because, you know, I've watched like my little cousins, like I was there roughly when they were born. Now one of them's about to get married, and it's very hard for me to see him like, you're about to get married. I still see him as like the little kid I used to beat up, you know, those kind of things. So I think that's where that issue comes in. And as a PK, I get really rebellious, because I feel there's not, in the church specifically, not a healthy conversation of life. I think a lot of religious individuals, they push religion and not relationship. Right? Yeah. So it's...
Well, I like what you said with God.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone understands what was going on there. Yeah.
Religion, relationship with God. So what'll happen is, like, let's say you take the sex talk, right? My version of the sex talk was like, it's a sin, you do it, you go to hell. End of discussion. So what happens if you mess up? Now I'm terrified, and I don't want to come to my parents or whatever case, because I'm afraid that, like, fire and brimstone. You see what I mean? So I think it has to be a combination. Here's the benefits of why you should wait till marriage, because of X, Y, and Z and those kind of things. But I don't believe this whole concept of like fire and brimstone is the way to go. Because personally, I believe God is love. Yeah. You know, compassion and understanding, and, you know, not that you're not responsible for your actions, but he doesn't hold you and choke you down because you make a mistake and mess up. And I think that's part of the issues. I think another thing too with the church that we have an issue with is they're not open to a discussion, right? If anything is slightly different from what they used to do back in the day, because, you know, every generation does something different. Yeah. Then it's, oh, this is witchcraft, or this is, you know, horrible, or whatever case, you know, and it's not necessarily the case. You know, my interpretation of music or musicality is very different. You know, like I listen to rap and R&B and stuff. I'm not listening to, like, I don't know, the Boogaloo, or I don't know what's going on back there in the 70s or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's so funny, the stuff you talking about, because it really brings me back to my childhood, because I grew up in a very conservative, very strict Seventh-day Adventist Christian religion. And, like, yeah, sex was no.
No smoking, no drinking.
No drinking.
No
pork.
No nothing.
No bottom feeders. No catfish.
No
jewelry
fun.
Except for your wedding ring.
Yeah.
That was it. No women, very, very little makeup, if any.
Yeah.
They literally had to like no cleavage showing ever. It was gnar.
Yeah.
And if you didn't follow these rules, you were gonna you were gonna be in eternal damnation.
Yeah.
Scary, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
Eternal damnation.
Eternal.
Then you start to realize later on, right? You end up having a personal relationship with God, and actually, like, and everybody's interpretation of the Bible can be completely different. First and foremost, but like, how could they even say these things to me? Because if you actually believe in Jesus, what did he do? He died on the cross for what?
Our
You're Jewish, and you even know why did Jesus die for?
For your sins.
For our sins.
Our sins.
All of our sins.
All of our sins.
Even the Jewish people.
Sure.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said that. So I always tell people like, so my degree's in psychology and theology, and so in studying like the text, like you really go back through like the Jewish perspective of just why things happen, and you understand the cultural significances of various things. And one of the things that you have to recognize is technically like all of us, excluding you, we're Gentiles, right? So there were certain passages in scripture where I think there was a scripture, I forgot exactly where it was, where, the Jewish people, they're not allowed to eat certain things because it has to be kosher and all that kind of stuff. And so you have like the religious leaders back in the day, very adamant, and Peter doing that. And so I know in the story, an angel of the Lord, he appears to Peter and he tells him to go and minister to, I think, a Roman official. And before he goes, the vision he has is he's eating all these things that Jewish people would deem like unclean, like pork and all that kind of stuff. And he's telling the angel, no, like I can't eat this. I can't do this. And the angel basically says, or Jesus says basically like, who are you to say what is unclean, what I've made clean? And you have to understand that, yeah, there's a historical context of where these things are. But as someone who lives in America or Russia or whatever case, we don't have those same cultural things. So it's about taking the messages that Christ taught us and applying it today, which is why he says basically he comes to deal with the heart, which is the whole relationship. And I think people focus so much on the actions. It's almost like they're trying to buy their way into God's graces. But the very purpose of grace in itself is that there's unmerited favor. You don't deserve it. You didn't do anything for it. He simply does it because your simple job is to believe and have faith. Then you explore what faith is, right? Faith doesn't mean to believe. It's an action word. It's to act as if you believe. So, for example, you're not sitting in that chair because you believe. It's not like I'm looking at the chair and saying, oh, I believe I can hold your weight. It's you're physically sitting in the chair because you believe it holds your weight. It's the action of doing that. And if you begin to act out, that's your faith, then God will manifest the promises and things that you've been praying for. At least that's my understanding of what the scripture is saying.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'll go with it.
I love it.
It did make me think of a time where I had faith that this chair was going to hold my weight, and it didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I fell to the ground.
Oh, shit. How was that?
And then I felt like really fat.
How was that?
Like,
yeah.
I felt, I was like, oh,
How old
my
were
God. I mean, I think I was a chubby, like, 8th grader.
The chair was too small, bro.
Yeah.
It was a small chair, I'm sure.
Was it like the small blue chairs, or was it
The
like
small red
was
ones?
it the desk?
The legs bent.
Those little, it was one of those chairs. So maybe you were a little heavy.
Thanks, fucking David Goggins.
I'm just saying, if it went this way,
If somebody's telling you you're fat, you might be fat.
yeah. If you're actually telling us you're fat, you're fat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty fat.
you're pretty fat.
I mean, I say I was chubby.
you were chunky.
I was chunkers.
Yeah, you were.
Before I found methamphetamine.
Yeah, you needed something. That's
Yeah.
all. You're okay now.
I just need a little meth.
You need a little kick.
I need
Everyone needs a little kick, bro.
A little kickstart.
Little kickstart, bro. That's all. Little 12, 13-year kickstart. That's all. Get the fire going. You had to get the fire going.
Yeah, and then when I got sober at like fucking 22.
Yeah, you were just
22
fucking off to the races.
Dude, I was like
Gone.
138 pounds.
Soaking wet.
22 years old.
But you were fast.
I was fat.
You were fast.
Oh, yeah.
Don't put you were fast, bro.
Yeah.
You
Just
were
think
fast.
about that.
Well, I'm
Me
saying.
at 132.
Lightning.
You got nothing holding you down.
Nothing.
I could jump to the moon.
Fuck. Too bad they didn't have what's that game they're doing now when they're jumping from one roof to the other? Like little cats.
It's what was it? Kapoor?
What's that?
Parkour. Yeah,
Too bad
parkour.
you could have been a little cat, a little parkour cat.
Meow. This is gonna be totally off topic, but you made me think of something. Have you guys seen those crazy ass videos of those guys like climbing buildings and doing like crazy ass shit?
So one guy died. He fucking
did?
fell.
Really?
Oh fuck! They fall all the time. You just don't hear about it. Splat. Can you imagine?
They do that. They
8,
do it in
9
the jungle,
seconds.
too.
They're just falling.
Yeah. What are you the free climb?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy.
Yeah, free climbing skyscraper with nothing.
All and they do all of this for like views, right?
Even just watching it gives me the goosebumps, bro.
I am so deathly scared of not heights, you guys. It's I have the fear of falling.
Bro,
that woo.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Nobody does.
So you don't like roller coasters?
No, but I'll go on them because
Do you know what we call we call the bag of?
I don't like the ones that straight up, like they have the ones that go straight up.
No, I can't.
And then
no,
they just
no,
and
no.
then you click at the top,
sure what the best
and
way
then
is.
it's just like
No.
a free fall
I
down.
can't do those either.
Does this guy drop? Does he fall? Could you get the one where the guy falls?
Ellie,
Well, we don't want to watch it.
I don't. Is that
should we go
online?
just around or back in?
No, I don't like it.
Around or back in?
Yeah, these guys,
here,
there's
go
something
down.
wrong.
And they have a jungle version too. They do the same thing, just in like trees and stuff. They're saying
crazy.
trying to be like natural primates or something like that. They were saying, or something like the gym life.
Drugs.
Yeah,
Drugs
Yeah.
are safer.
They're safer.
they could be.
I should not.
Maybe not now.
I take
Maybe
that
not now,
back.
but in the olden days they might have
I
been.
take that back.
Yeah, it depends on what you're using.
Not
Yeah.
the fentanyl.
No, for sure not. For sure not. Where were we? We're having a good time today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even like have any green juice or anything.
Neither did I. I had a
Got some
shot.
green juice. Though.
I had a shot.
No, I don't have any green juice. I got some tea out there though.
Yeah.
Some tea with cherry blossoms.
You tried
Like,
to push
like
the tea-
detox,
Huh?
like a detox.
Yeah. I mean, we juice.
Yeah,
Do
we're
you juice?
juicers.
No,
No, you don't do steroids.
no.
Oh,
Not at
okay.
all.
Yeah, we do.
Look at me, bro. Like, look at me, bro. Not at
We
all.
juice.
we don't-
We juice free.
We don't do, we don't do steroids.
Yeah.
We do like juice. Like we have cold presses and stuff.
I have a juicer. I just don't use it. I think because I don't like cleaning it.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta get the Nomi.
Yeah, the Nomi.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I did it once, and then like that was such a hassle. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
That's the olden days. I got new machines.
They got new machines
Yeah.
now. That clean
even the
themselves.
lazy one in the house could do it.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're $550, but you can get it for $450 with our discount code at the Hopeaholics.
Yeah. Can you?
No,
Oh,
That would be
funny,
awesome.
funny.
He was manifesting. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's funny you said that too because I got a guy. He called me Tuesday night. I was already in bed. Called me at 6 o'clock. You want to go to a game? I said no. I can't go to a game. I'm already fucking in bed. I said next time you have tickets, let me know. We're gonna take the 50th caller on a Tuesday night and give away some hockey tickets.
That's fire.
what kind of hockey tickets? Anaheim Ducks.
Anaheim Ducks, good seats.
It was
yeah.
that guy or what?
Who's that guy?
Who was it?
Some guy? No, not that guy. A buddy of mine.
What happened to that guy?
Don't know. Fell off.
No,
Oh wow.
but they said no. All right, back to your
Back
life.
to yeah.
Well, thank you. You know. where did I
So
leave off?
doctor, so you got degrees in theology and
Psychology.
That's nice. I like how you're putting it together because God has to be in recovery,
Absolutely.
mental health recovery. But God must be there in psychology all the time.
We were at the part in how people interpret the Bible, kind of.
Yeah. I was just explaining like my understanding of what a relationship with Christ actually looks like in comparison to what I feel they try to push down your throat. And I think like that's the new wave that you're seeing. I think we're in a generation now where we don't want to just hear about him. We want to see him. So if he's real, demonstrate it. And I feel the best way to lead by example is to be that example, you know? So it's like my thing is it's not about that God is love, but let me love on you. When you ask me what's different, I can make that introduction to you.
That was a long time you had that on me, Michelangelo. Long time, my friend. I was doing some weird shit over here, and I didn't know the camera was on. Fucking burping with the mic, all kinds of shit, Michelangelo. Now that I got fucking the preview up there, I know what's going on over there behind me. Jesus Christ.
There we go.
I had already burped, fucking pushed the mic away, tried to readjust it, looked over, and I was like, fuck.
They're still on.
I was like, when is he going to put it on the guy that's speaking?
Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable.
Holy smokes.
That's a demerit.
It's all right. But yeah, so I think in that, so I tell people, man, I don't believe that God needs anyone to defend him. And I think that's where you have these zealots that come out and they're just like pitchforks and stuff. God can defend himself. It's not your job to do it. It's your job to be an example, make the introduction, and let the Holy Spirit do the rest. And that's what I try to live, and that's what I teach like clients too. And my thing is too, like when it comes down, the steps they talk about, surrendering to your higher power, all those kind of things of nature, like regardless of whether you believe in the Bible or not, they have some really good principles in there.
For sure.
So why not take on something that's still going to be positive to help you? If you really read the scriptures, there's nothing in there that's like about condemning you. They'll tell you, hey, like he says, basically, you have a choice between you. You can choose life, you can choose death. And tells you, hey, I encourage you, choose life. This is what life looks like. But the choice is still necessarily yours. And I feel like a lot of times people will get hurt by the church or get hurt by somebody that's religious and then blame God for it. And God has nothing to do with that. So I try to go around because I want to increase people's faith in just what it means to be authentically living for God, that you don't have to judge people. You love on people necessarily, accept them for, in a sense, who they are, but you don't have to hide, in a sense, who you are either.
Yeah, I like that because so many people get turned off by the fanatical Christians.
Yeah, for sure.
That believe in the eternal damnation. God forgives, even yours.
Yeah. And there's no damnation. There's no eternal anything. I told you, my son said the max is what, 12 months or 18 months?
18 months.
18 months.
If you're Jewish.
If you're Jewish. No, anybody.
Oh, anybody?
Anybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the thing. My son said it in a funny way. He says, yeah, Dad, don't worry about it. Run the red light. See how you do it. You're right. You're good. That was his example. Dad, you ran that stop sign. Don't worry about it. God's got you, man. God's got you. That's what he said to me the other day.
I'll tell you what, you get a ticket for running a red light. It's like $550.
Really?
My son just got one.
Jesus.
Is that just per city or is that just what it is now?
That's just what it is, I believe.
What if you're in a turning lane?
It's definitely a county thing for sure.
Wow. Because I always take the reds in the turning lane, the left turning lane. There's no cars coming the other way. I'm sitting there.
You just go for it.
I go.
Just look around.
Every day I do the same light. I've done it all year.
Yeah, I do it sometimes, like if I'm in a hurry and like the light's not red and I look around.
I'm on my way to work. I'm really never in a hurry. I just like to do it.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of exciting.
Right.
Well, you know what? I'm going to stop because I just jinxed myself. I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I'm not coming to work tomorrow.
That was a real plan. He was just segueing it out just to let you know.
He already had that all planned.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. I could really think that far fast.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, in school, I basically studied, and that's kind of where God became real to me. I grew up hearing my father preach all these kind of things. So, but that was like their God, their thing. Like you just grow up in it, so you know it. And it wasn't until I went to college that it became real to me. Because like I said, last time that I was here, that's when I became suicidal and I got depressed and all that kind of stuff. So when I began to reach out and actually God, like, are you real? And he responded, then all of a sudden I had to understand what my understanding of God was. And that's when what I did was I actually just went to the Bible and I only focused on Jesus. I didn't focus on like anything else. And I said, what did he say? What did he do? And then I began to build my life off of that. And then you find out that, Jesus was out there partying, hanging out with like prostitutes and tax collectors. Funny enough, it was actually the religious people, the church people of the day that he didn't get along with.
Yep.
When you actually look at it,
Yep.
And so I sit there and wonder like how many in current evangelical circles would line up to what the Pharisees and the Sadducees, like their ideology. So if Jesus was here today, how many churches would he like go in and be flipping tables and chairs and whatnot because they've completely missed the message? Because like what they've done is they've made it more about works rather than the faith and the action of what it means to actually be a Christian.
I know all this stuff that he's saying. It's so weird because when you grow up at a private Christian school, all you do is study the Bible every day.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I'm like, I don't study it anymore, but like when I hear everything,
Deja vu's.
it's
It's popping back up.
pops up.
That's nice.
Sometimes I just like, I've never been a guy who can quote scripture, and I do like that. I do like it when people quote scripture, and I think it's awesome. I was thinking though, like the other day, and this is totally like off topic, but I just wanted to like start grabbing some like random scripture that has nothing to do with really anything, and just
Start saying it?
and just start quoting that.
That's the
Like when I'm with people that like can
Hey, do you know? Yeah, something just
in first
weird.
in Genesis 1:1
Yeah.
it says God created the heavens and the earth, and then just leave it
Stop.
at that. Stop.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
I
else.
like it. I like it.
Just something like
I
random.
like it. Could I
that.
steal that?
Yeah, you could do it with.
I want
me.
to.
We'll do it together.
I say we do it like here sometimes. We just
Yeah,
do
like when-
scripture and have people think like, are they? Yeah,
Don't tell Tim's story, but let's do it when he's quoting scripture.
let's do it.
And then after a
pick
little
a
bit
few.
after, we'll be like, yeah, in I don't know, Exodus.
I don't know either.
We'll find something.
I'm
from-
gonna find a couple palms.
You know, the
It's
funny
Psalms.
Psalms.
the funny thing is
Palms and psalms.
when you probably do that, they're probably going to sit and if you're dealing with anyone who
Yes.
understands the scripture, they're going to find a way to make it relevant
Of course.
to whatever it is that you're
100%.
to whatever it is that
100%.
you're saying.
Right?
You know,
That reminds me.
But it might work
it
then.
was. He's like,
Yeah.
in the beginning, God created heaven. Yeah, because when you create, you're setting something from a new dimension into here, and so now like you know what I mean. You're gonna make it relevant.
And we were talking about manifestation, and
Manifestation,
God
and
manifested.
you know, and He spoke it, so you have to
Yes,
speak, right?
You have to speak your manifestation.
Absolutely. It's funny that you said that as this came to me. My mentor, he has this saying that he says all the time. He says, you have to say what you heard to see what he said, right? Which manifestation, basically. And it's just kind of like, again, that inner voice that when God or your spirit tells you about something like, you know, for example, the podcast.
Yeah.
You heard it in your head first, and then you said, I want to make a podcast. You have to say it so that it can actually begin to manifest.
I said it to him.
And I have a direct connection to God. You shall have a podcast, Chad. You shall have it. Just give me money. Put it to money. There, go.
He's schizophrenic.
A little bit.
He's schizophrenic.
I'm not.
Literally. How much money did you got to put into this anyways? Like,
Who
it's a really
knows?
nice setup.
$50.
50 bucks?
$50 to $100.
I was going to say like 150, but
Add a few zeros.
It's probably, I don't know. It was like 18 the first time, and then 10, and then another 15, something like
how long did it take to like build it though?
that. 40 days and 40 nights. That's from the Bible.
It was.
Yeah, that is.
It was.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
You're
I
staying
give
on
it-
topic, bro.
I-
That's nice. You're staying on topic. I like the way you put the magic together there. That was good.
It's the early childhood starting to come back up
Yeah.
again. All this stuff that we've
Yeah.
been talking about. Oh yeah, I remember they said
You're
something like
de-evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know all this. I know all the stories. Like the people tell. There's a few though that people have said recently, and I was like, oh, I don't know that one.
Mm.
Like I've heard some stuff recently at like either Tim or somebody
Yeah.
from that walk of life said maybe Joseph.
But who knows if it's true? There's, bro, let's be honest.
There are people that make stuff
Just
up.
spewing stuff over. We're not sure. We don't know.
Oh, I remember which one it was. It
Say
was
it.
like they were talking about one of the sons of maybe Noah. I don't know.
Noah.
Okay.
Didn't Noah have sons?
Yeah.
did.
He had a
Yeah.
family.
He
Son
did.
and- I believe a son
Check
and a daughter.
Huh?
I think a son and a daughter. Or that's from the movie anyways.
His sons were called Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
Hem, Shem, and Japheth. Look at this. 3 kids.
Shem.
Hem, Shem. Shem.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Leave it at that. Don't want to make fun of Noah. Could rain on you.
Yeah.
I mean, Noah wrote the, or he at least carried him down.
What? No, that was Moses.
That was
Oh,
That was
no,
Moses.
Noah did the boat.
Yeah,
the
Moses.
boat.
Noah did
the
the
boat.
40 days and
The
40
ark,
nights. Yeah, come on,
there
bro.
we go.
Wow, we got
Yeah.
a little blurb in the circle there. The circle kind of fucked up.
Refreshing my memory.
Yeah, totally. You got it in the end. That's all that counts. You made the race. You finished the race, Chad. Congratulations. Here's your trophy.
Jacked up.
Oh, Lordy, we're having fun.
Absolutely.
Ah, so
We
you're
were talking
so you're a religious man.
Here's the funny part, though.
relational.
Before you ask him that question, though, people could really actually get there are probably some Christians out there that wouldn't find what the little roundabout that we had funny. Like, you can't make fun of the Bible. Yes, you can.
Yeah, sure, of course. We're having fun. That's what God wants, is to be joyful.
This is why I also said that God doesn't need you to defend him.
Right?
So my thing is, everyone is entitled to their belief and how they feel. It's not my place to judge, or, I have my understanding what I think is right and that kind of stuff, but we all come from different walks of life. Earlier when I talked about you have a generation now that is looking for actual demonstration. When you begin to demonstrate the love of God, you can't deny those kind of things. You see what I mean? And what is the love of God? It's like giving back to the homeless, doing these kind of these acts of kindness. People will attribute that to, their higher power and that kind of stuff. And so it's one of those things that I don't get bent out of shape because other people or whatever case have their own opinions, because I know what I've been through. I know what I've been brought out of. And my only job is to live a life that I feel pleasing to him, and then make those introductions when people ask, so I think is that, but that's the whole concept we were talking about, the difference between a relationship and then religion.
Yeah.
Religion is the one that is,
I like the relationship part a lot better.
Yeah.
I do too. And that's the funny thing is that's why Alcoholics Anonymous works so well.
Yes.
Is because it gives people that opportunity to have that relationship with a God of their understanding, whatever their understanding of it is. I don't want to, blow it, but the steps actually come from the Bible. So
I think the steps are a little more pointed as well. I mean, they're telling you have to do this, otherwise you are going to end up in 3 different ways. The Bible is kind of not telling you that if you don't follow this specifically. See, what bothers me with the Bible is it's open to, like he said, interpretation. And a lot of people can interpret it for bad if they wanted to. Where the AA steps, you can only interpret it going 3 ways: jails, institutions, or death. And that is the truth. With the Bible, I mean, it's for everybody. So
I think when it comes down to the Bible, this is why I said, if you really want to understand the context of the Bible, just look at what Jesus did.
Yeah.
Everything else in the Bible outside of specifically what Jesus did are just stories that have good principles in a sense in them. Yeah. Hey, this is what this guy did or whatever. Right. But if you go down, the Bible is honestly, I feel people make the Bible more complicated than it actually is. It's a story about, basically, like every other thing, you have a battle between good and evil. You have the ways that you can choose to do evil. You have the ways that you choose to do good. What happens is when man gets involved and they want to put their spin on it, and when they put their spin on it, that's what's leading people to stray. So, for example, and it's not knocking anyone else in their actual beliefs. So, but perfect example, Jesus says, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through me." That means I don't have to pray to Peter. That means I don't have to pray to anybody else. It's one person. You see what I mean? But when you talk to other people, I had a friend who, she practiced Catholicism back home in Philly, and we would just have this conversation. I would ask her, why Mary? And they would say, well, let's say that, if you get in trouble, and who would you rather discipline you, your father or your mother? So their understanding is that Mary, or from what she told me, was that Mary is almost like a buffer from the big bad God that's angry and judging you in a sense for your sins. Or you'll pray for, to Peter because he had some virtue or whatever case may be that you want to implement, whether it's a saint of healing or patience or whatever case, which sounds good in theory. But my understanding is if you have access to the source, why go through the middleman? And so that's the difference a lot of times between Catholicism and being a Protestant. And I feel that it's when people put the stipulations of you have to do all these other things to get to God, that's why people are hesitant in going to God. Versus if you literally just look at Jesus, he said, bro, it's me. One thing you got to do.
You don't even have to go that far. I mean, you could go all the way back to the beginning, because I think somewhere in the very, very beginning, before Jesus, it says that God made us in his image. So guess what? He's us.
Yeah, he's in us. Absolutely.
Where are you going, buddy?
I'm sorry. I got to take this.
See ya. You know how mad Nally would be right now? What did you do? Put the camera on all three of us? Proof that he just ran out.
No, absolutely. I think that's the issue. I think that's why people get so caught up and are so against religion. It's because mankind has just thrown so many twists, tables, and turns on it that it muddles the actual process, which is very simple. Just, he said, believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that he's God, and like that's it. And the rest that I teach is not about, so for example, because it's relational and not religious, it's not about what you do. So for example, if I'm in a relationship or whatever case, like I don't cheat, right?
Yeah.
Not because I can't, not because the opportunity isn't available, but it's because I'm respecting the relationship that me and the young lady have built, right? So, you know, when you get into a relationship, what happens? You take on her slang, she takes on you. You guys have your little inside jokes and all that kind of stuff like that, right? You have your own language, and it builds up something. Well, the same thing happens when you start talking with Christ, right? As you talk, as you pray, what happens is you take on his character. So it's not that I don't drink or I can't do this. It's because of the respect of the relationship that I have, I choose not to.
Yeah.
It's very different than, yo, if you drink or you do this, you're going to hell. It's a very different thing, but that's the message, unfortunately, that's been pushed out.
Yeah, and that message doesn't work very well, man. You know, it didn't work for me. It
Right.
turned me off, pushed me to not have a relationship with God, pushed me to diving deep into my drug addiction.
Yeah.
And then the real battle, though, between the battle that you were talking about, the battle between good and evil.
Yeah.
Man, you know, like I'll say that God fought hard to keep me,
For sure.
and he outfought the evil one,
Yeah.
you know, especially my last run. It was like a spiritual, it was insane, dude.
Wow. What happened?
I was in the midst of like, you know, being up for days and days on methamphetamines, hallucinating. I mean, at one point I had Lucifer and Jesus in my bedroom
Oh, wow.
fighting over me. And like, I'm like literally sitting there trying to make a choice on which way I wanted to go, you know?
Yeah. Did you see them? Like hallucinating, like saw them, or it was just something that you're just
Like
describing?
spiritually I could see them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and like the and they were like giving me images of what life was like on the other side, right? And like Lucifer's was like this elusive, like, you know, a lot of sex and fun and, you know, all of this stuff. And then like God's was like, you know, peace. But like when you're a human, that other stuff.
Yeah.
But like but like God showed me the side that like, yeah, you can have all of that, but you're going to get made fun of too. You're going to have a lot of pain. You're going to have a lot of misery.
Yeah.
It's not all fun, like he's trying to tell you. I mean, this was gnarly, man. This went on for like months, like a 3-month period
Yeah.
on my very last run before I got clean this time.
Absolutely. They say the thing about addiction that it takes you further than you wanted to go and keeps you longer than you wanted to stay. And the reason why people get so upset is because they almost feel betrayed. Like the substance turned on them because of what you're simply talking about. It's that elusive, oh, you can have a lot of sex, you can have a lot of things and everything is great. But the reality is like, I'm not actually showing you what's underneath the water. Like the pain, the depression, the shame, the suicidal tendencies, and what you keep trying to do these temporary fixes or whatever, rather than just pulling out, in a sense, the root.
Yeah, the loneliness.
Yeah, the loneliness. What was the deciding factor that made you get clean this last time?
I mean, I was beat up. I was like on the verge of death when I got clean. I don't even know how many days I had been up, but I've told this part of the story before, but I was in a meth-induced psychosis. I thought I was working for the CIA. I thought I could do telepathy. So
wow.
I had a court date because I had got myself in some trouble, and I did telepathy with the judge. and I told the judge that I wouldn't be able to make it to my
Yeah.
court date tomorrow because I, I was in the middle of a CIA mission. I was doing some work for Obama.
This is one of my favorite stories. I never get tired of this one.
You don't?
No, not this one. There's two I don't get tired of. This one and one other
This
one.
is one of them.
Yeah, this is one of them.
People don't understand. My wife saw me in that meth-induced psychosis, and she saw me doing like karate in my room and killing people.
And you had no AI on.
No.
No, you're just free birding it.
Yeah.
Free birding.
Like, dude, so there were like I would get my iPhone and I would put it on the maps page because like when I was in
Oh, really?
yeah, and like
Wow.
what was cool is like you can put it on
Everywhere.
you can switch it over to the satellite view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's real, right? So I would switch it over to the satellite view, and then I would be like, okay, well, I would type in where I needed to go,
That's crazy.
and then I would throw my phone on the ground and be just like that, right?
Yeah.
And I would fucking run.
God,
I would jump in the air, close my eyes.
just crazy you did all of this.
I would close my eyes and land right on top of my phone, and it would just suck me in.
Wow. And you disappear.
And I would disappear. Yeah, I wouldn't even be in the room anymore. I'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
wherever I was, and I'd be fighting.
Who knows if you passed out or something? You know what I mean? That could have been you passing out and you waking up out of it later. Who knows what happened? Too bad we didn't have a video camera on that shit.
Dude, if that would have made
Can you imagine?
the best TV show
Jesus.
ever.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times when I was like, I had this bedroom, right, and it had a regular, it had carpet and my bed, and then it had its own office inside the bedroom, and then the office had like a, I don't know what you call it, a transition, and it was wood floors.
Yeah.
Well, it also had an arch right there, and I could fly my house places
Oh, that's where
from
you
that
steer.
arch. Yeah, from the arch right there in my bedroom. It's fucking some
Yeah,
serious shit. So let's go back to the night though. I mean, I was pretty done, man. I was beat up. I had fucking probably killed 10,000 people in a meth-induced psychosis.
Yeah.
Like literally, like you kind of feel it. Like it feels real.
Yeah.
You
Fuck
know?
yeah, it does.
And these were like not, these were bad people that I was killing. I was doing missions in like Afghanistan,
Yeah.
Right.
different places.
And they were experts, bro. You were fighting experts. you were fighting experts.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy fight.
Yeah.
You were in shape.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You know what I mean? Oh, can you imagine? All those.
I snapped necks.
You know
I had these guns, these Nerf guns that I stole from my son's bed.
Actually, there's 3 stories I like. Your brother, listen, when you shot your parents with the Nerf guns, thinking they were aliens.
That was the FBI, bro.
Yeah, the FBI.
Because I did work for the CIA, and the FBI was the FBI was chasing me a lot during this time because they were the only ones that could like inject me with the right medicine to stop my ability to jump into the iPhone and do all of this stuff. This was really crazy.
It was clonazepam. It was to make you sleep, bro. It was to put you to sleep because you've been up for fucking a month.
I mean,
It was a shot for your butt. You see those movies where you stick the guy in there? Oh.
it happened to me one time in the hospital. I'll tell you that story later. But
Really?
another time. I'll finish this one though. That night though, at the end, I mean, I was really bad. I'd been, I literally like 3-month mission.
Yeah.
Not a lot of sleep during that time, and I did telepathy with the judge. He said, "Cool, I know. I was told that you were
Might not show up.
yeah you weren't available, and it's okay that your lawyers show up for you." And I was like, "Cool."
Did another shot.
Did a big shot of meth and went back out on my mission.
Yeah. Morning comes and
Morning comes, I don't know, maybe like 10, 11, 9. I don't know, somewhere in between 9 and 11. I get a text from my lawyer saying that the judge wants to know why you're not here.
yeah.
I said, I told him last night.
Did
That I
you
wasn't-
actually tell the lawyers this?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. So they knew you were whacked off.
And that I wasn't going to be able to come. And they asked the judge if he had contacted.
Did they actually ask the judge?
No, but
Wow,
it makes
bro,
the
could you
story way
imagine?
better. That
They
I don't
probably
know.
did. They probably did.
What if they did?
They probably did.
Yeah.
Judge, did he call you last night by any chance?
And you said that it was okay?
Yeah.
He didn't come?
That's That's crazy. That's wild.
Your client is back on meth.
Yeah. So long story short, about
2 hours later?
somewhere between. No, it was like night.
Did they tell you they were coming?
No.
Did the lawyers call you back and go, Chad?
No,
they're rolling
nothing.
you up today,
That was
bro.
it.
That was it.
That was it.
You sent the text message out.
Yeah. Well, then I went back out on my mission.
Oh,
I was doing surveillance at that time from the balcony of my stairs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I could see. The thing,
Out the front.
well, I could see. The thing is like through little cracks in stuff, like
Yeah.
where little cracks of light
Yeah,
came through.
Yeah,
I could
Shadows.
actually see what was happening in other places.
yeah.
Like I'm one of the only people that can do that.
No, I'm
as
with
well.
it. Did you notice the car coming up the driveway? I get you can see far off, but did you notice the
did you
car
see
pulling up
close?
the driveway and the big guy coming out? Or you missed that?
Missed that part.
He was,
That's
he was in
amazing.
somewhere else. He was in
It's
another realm.
amazing how we miss the things right in front of our faces. You
Yeah.
know, when you're busy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I like to say he kicked in my front door,
yeah.
came running up the
It
stairs.
was a gentle bang guy, gentle knock. Really, probably as he
No,
opened
I did
the
not
door.
answer the phone. I didn't answer a door. I was up. I was still up on the
The
balcony,
mission. You were
Yeah.
doing the mission.
and he came through the door. And
Did you leave your door open?
no,
So it was locked. He kicked
Yeah.
the door in.
I think Bobby Nickel gave him a key.
Okay.
Actually, I like to say it just sounds way better. He kicked in the door.
He did kick in the door. Basically, he couldn't use the key. Probably he was too
And
big.
he came running up the stairs.
Couldn't get the key in his fingers.
Literally like a 6'6", 6'7", maybe 6'8", black dude,
Yeah.
200 and like least. And I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like 280,
Oh wow.
fucking yoke dude.
Yeah.
And they had sent a couple bail agents before, and I took one of them down. So I think that.
That's why they sent
That's
this
why
guy.
they sent this guy.
Yeah, like,
Chad.
dude. So one time they sent a bail agent. I had passed out on the floor of my bedroom,
Yeah.
and I woke up to a guy twisting my arm. I didn't know what was happening, so I got up and fucking started squabbing. And I took the guy down on the ground, and the other guy had the fucking taser gun pointed at me, and the guy that I was squabbing with was like, shoot him.
That's hilarious.
And like, I wish he would have shot me and hit the other guy.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say. As soon as he shoots me, he throws back in front of him. Go, ah!
Nah,
It's a
they
whole
got me.
action movie. That should be a movie.
Yeah.
Actually. You should pitch
Yeah.
it. Write the script out. And
I
I
agree.
actually have, it is
a movie,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, it's all in my head still, but I haven't done the script. But
Uh,
I have the whole deal for the movie. It's
He's already talked to everybody. He's already made all the arrangements, man. Don't worry about it. He's got it. He's good. Crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
And believe it or not, I don't take any meds today,
No.
so I wasn't schizophrenic.
No.
Seems like it though, doesn't it?
I mean, meth has that effect on people, so it just comes with the territory, I guess.
Yeah.
You see them out there fighting. I tell clients all the time, they come in, they're fighting Casper and all his friends, and for the first 24 to 48 hours before they actually realize, like, oh, like I'm actually here. So,
Dude, there was times when I was out in my front yard, fucking doing karate and shit, like kicking. I'd have my eyes closed
Yeah.
too, like kicking these fake,
Yeah, in the front yard.
Yeah.
At least you were dressed. You know?
I think
Can you
I
imagine
was.
out there in your tighty whities doing karate?
I don't wear tidy whities right off the bat, so that's we're good there. Yeah.
do you do any martial arts or no?
No.
No. What about
No.
you?
No.
None?
No.
No. Just
No.
the stuff that the CIA taught me.
Yeah.
They teach you to kill, and that's about it.
Yeah. Snap
Pretty much
next.
I'm gonna wink.
You're next.
Absolutely.
So where were we?
Well, you were
Yeah.
telling your story about the good versus evil battle, and then we got off onto
Yeah, so I mean that was kind of it right there, man. When God sent that guy, he was an angel. Had to send a bigger guy than me. I mean, I was probably only weighing like $145 at the time, 48 maybe.
Probably pretty muscular though, doing all that karate. You were cut.
I was cut.
You were cut 140.
Wrist, fucking ab,
Yeah. Yeah. You were chiseled.
chiseled Chad,
Chis-
chiseled Chad. That's what they called me.
Did this guy? I'm wondering if this guy came in and he asked if you're Chad, or he knew right away.
That was the only person home.
I feel like he probably knew.
Yeah.
If he's doing surveillance, like
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you're right.
he
I had a
just-
telescope. Had the Nerf gun. He's the
Hey.
guy with the Nerf gun. He thinks it's a laser. Yeah, because I could turn my son's guns into laser guns,
Oh,
and it was cool because like with the sight that I have, and then the fact that it's a laser, and I could bend the laser too. So like they weren't like lasers like just like from Star Wars where they just went straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, I would put them through the crack in the
Deflect. You'd reflect.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
cracks in like the
Time.
the universe.
Cracks in time.
And dimensions
Yes.
of time.
Dimensional
And so
cracks.
I would push the laser through those cracks, and I could bend them, and like
Get your people.
Oh yeah. You
oh
were
yeah, dude,
the number one operative. All right.
this is a real shit, man.
Damn.
What's going on?
It feels real. It feels real.
No, for sure.
It
does.
feels real, bro. We've been there. Well, I've been there.
Ain't
I-
nobody been there.
I have nobody, but no one takes 4 cc's. Okay, no one takes 4 cc's. Only breast implants take 4 cc's. Okay, not a vein. A vein should never take 4 cc's
No, shouldn't.
ever.
No.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm glad that you decided to go to the right path.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you. Me too.
Yeah.
Those
good
are my family and a lot of people.
I mean, it's interesting, like I said, that when you start doing those kind of things, 'cause I know my parents always thought that I was like the wild child of the black sheep, in comparison to where I just came from. But now they say that they don't actually really worry about me too much, that I've done practically everything that I was going to do, learn my lesson type thing now. So now, like I said, I just travel around different facilities, school systems, things like that, just trying to give back hope, because I feel like, like I said, what you go through is for the people that you're supposed to help. And if I can be any beacon of hope towards any young individual, like I really want to get back into the prison systems, or at-risk youth. Like that's my niche, because I believe that if you can get to the youth, you can stop them from making those bad choices and cycles. I mean, I wish there's a lot of times I wish I could go back and do something different, but what they say, hindsight is 20/20, So, I mean, even with all your operatives and co-ops and, those kind of things, people relate to that a lot. You'll see when you start speaking at meetings, you start telling like these crazy stories about what happened. Like everyone's like, oh, I've seen those too. Like, they come up a lot. So, I mean, I think it's really cool. And I think that's why I love what you guys are doing here and like Hopeaholics. And I love the fact that the platform is not specifically about substances, because there's so many people out there that are longing for hope. And sometimes what happens is, because, oh, well, I don't struggle with alcoholism, or I don't struggle with this, or I don't struggle with that, they'll feel like, well, maybe it's not for me, but not here. And I've definitely know that you guys are changing lives. I've watched a couple of the episodes and things that you guys done, and it's really interesting because the guys that you are able to start to bring on your show, these are a lot of our heroes that we just see, and they're living larger than lives. And, you never would imagine that some of them have struggled with suicide, struggle with depression and all those kind of things. But it just shows that there's a need and there's a cry for it. The issue is that no one's just giving it a voice until like now. So it's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be more when we finally got the name, the Hopeaholics, because like that was also another gift from God, right? Like what I was like, God, what am I gonna name it? And I was asking everybody. I was like, because I couldn't come up with anything. I had one person, my wife was like, how about a dictionary? And I was like, that's it. I thought that was it. I was so excited. You know how you get so excited sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I went downstairs, started Googling it.
Gone.
It was gone.
Of course.
Somebody already had a podcast called The Dictionary.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, that sucks. That's why I don't get excited about shit.
I ran through a similar experience with when I was coming up with the name of the company, Heart to Soul Legacy. Because you have like Heart to Soul, and then when you think about it, I'm asking people like, well, what is it? And you're like, people think it's like home goods or, candles or something random like that. But it was blessed that no one actually had Heart to Soul Legacy in like the way that we decided to come up with it. So I definitely remember how excited I was when that came up. And then because I wanted a name that could create like an umbrella company for everything else that we're going to do. And the only word that kept coming to my mind was legacy. And then the question was like, a legacy of what? Like, what are you leaving behind? Like, well, how about love or whatever case, but like love, legacy, like although it's really hard to get names of hope like that, it is because everyone's taken that. And so basically it was the whole purpose of the company is about bringing connection and understanding, which is basically, you think about mind, body, spirit or whatever. So it's like your heart and your soul together. And you want to leave a legacy that whatever those two combine for the next generation. So I know we do motivational teaching in the company, and like it's just the life skills and things that you hear me talking about. You have the psychological aspect and then you have the theological aspect, so you can get both sides of it. Hey, this is what the psychology is saying about these things in mental health or whatever. Here are the scriptures that actually coincide with what I'm teaching
that's what
about.
We love.
So you can have both sides if you want it. I'm actually in the process of creating an animation series called Animus Tribus. So that's going to be coming out soon. But basically, it's taking the teachings of Heart to Soul, but I'm applying it and creating an animated series. And the goal would be to sell it to like Netflix, Hulu, or whatever. But the idea would be to reach a younger generation that may not understand the ideas of like leadership, identity, momentum, all those kind of things, and applying it into an animated series. So I know we got that working on itself as well. And then eventually I want to step into the realm of fitness, because it'd be a holistic idea of healthy living. I'm going to teach you, in a sense, what it means to be a leader. I'm going to teach you how to find momentum into your daily lives, not just being like a motivational speaker, but let's be a motivational teacher, as in how can I teach my kids and build momentum in my own household? What does that look like? And then as well as physically putting those things into the gym or healthy living. Because it is when you take care of your body, your mind is sharper, you feel better, it boosts your self-confidence. I just recently heard this. I went down to Arizona and this guy was teaching about the different aspects of wealth. And he said that wealth, actually financial wealth, is the least of all the wealths, but that's the one that we focus on and like chase after. The first idea of wealth is mental wealth, because so you think, that's your action. So how do you increase that? You increase it with knowledge, education. One of my favorite podcasts outside of this one, obviously, is Joe Rogan.
Good job.
Right?
We're coming for Joe Rogan. We're coming, Joe.
Joe Rogan's podcast, because he talks about it, just a bunch of random stuff. Like 1 minute it's an astrophysicist, the next I'm learning how to cook bear meat on a grill. Like, it's just interesting stuff.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It cultivates a love of learning, right? The second one after mental is physical, right? Because obviously, what's the point of building an empire and building a castle if you're sick and you can't take care of it? And when you boost up your physical wealth, it increases your mental wealth because you're sharper. Think about it. You going to a gym, you're physically choosing to hurt yourself. That's what you're doing. You're physically going and you're working through the pain. That's building wealth. Like the Shaolin have a saying, they say that we beat up the body so that the mind will submit. Right?
I like that.
That's what the Shaolin
That's cool.
say.
That's what David Goggins says.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he believes.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
You
stuff.
beat up your body, like
Joe who?
Joe who?
Yeah.
Rogan?
Fuck Joe Rogan. We're coming after you.
We're coming, Joe.
Yeah,
we are coming,
for
Joe.
sure. So physical. So building that mental strength after physical wealth, then it's emotional or spiritual wealth, right? There's a difference between emotional wealth and emotional intelligence, right? Emotional wealth is allowing yourself to actually feel what you feel. Emotional intelligence is actually, I'm aware of what I feel. So the purpose of emotions is nothing more to give life color, in my opinion. So understanding that, then he said the next one was relational wealth. The relationships you develop will cultivate that actual of love. Me and you having a conversation, because we come from different backgrounds, I'm going to think and take something different from this conversation I may have never thought about before, right? And they say that you're an average of the 5 people that you hang around. So that's your support system.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
See?
I know.
Told you we're close.
If you're part of
Told
that,
you we're close.
if you're part of that average,
I'm for sure part of that average. I see you every day, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 350 days a year.
Well, they said an average. So
I know, but he really brings that average.
Because you
down.
got to do 52 days, 52 week. So 52 weekends. Let's go Saturday and Sunday. So 52 weeks, 2 days. There's really only 100 days, not even.
You really.
I basically see you 240 days a year, every day, 10 hours a day. Basically, we're married. We're married. I see you more, bro. I see you more than anybody on earth. We're together more than anybody. Anybody.
If
Facts.
if you zoom in on his face, you see like the disappointment and slowly beginning to just like sink in as he's thinking about this.
Facts, bro. Facts. See you every day for 10 hours. We're going to start looking like each other. If we were, I was going to say something. If we were girls, we would have the same cycle.
I know. All white people look the same.
Oh, good one.
That was a good one.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
That was a good one. But yeah, and then the last thing, like I said, a combination of all those together is what actually gives you financial wealth.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so I thought that was an interesting concept.
Yeah, I heard somebody, who was it, say the other day, like, would you want to be a billionaire and be fat, out of shape, sick, unhealthy? For what? For what? Would you?
Well, if I had potential to get into shape and unhealthy again, you know what I mean?
Can't.
No.
You couldn't.
If you're already a billionaire
And you're in that
and
shape.
you're in that shape,
You're not.
you're not going to be able to get out of it. Starts with mindset. So which one is number one? Physical?
Mental.
Mental. Oh, yeah, you got to have mental to be able to even think about physical.
Yeah. It starts with your mind. Everything starts with a thought. So your thoughts become your actions, which become your reality. So it starts with the way that you think to manifest what you want. Same thing like I mentioned before earlier with the podcast. You know, it's a thought that came and then it's manifested in something. So we have that power to do it within us. But a lot of people aren't willing to put in the time to build up mental strength. Like you learn, like there's a difference between, like I teach a group. It's called the difference between mental strength and acting tough. They look the same, but the results are vastly different. You know?
When you act tough, you actually get your ass kicked.
Yeah, acting tough is like peacocking. You know, you're just showboating and trying to push people down and make fun of them. Mental
You know,
strength
if my
is about
fucking
learning.
engineer would pay attention once in a while, he would see that I was...
Peacocking?
No,
What?
I never peacock. I don't like the word cock.
You even think it even when you say peacock?
Yeah, that's all I hear is cock. I don't peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah, and then like
That's because everyone pronounces the cock. Peacock.
no, that's only you.
Let me peacock. Hey, what is that over there? It's a bird. No, it's not. It's a peacock. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a peacock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good word. I like it.
Let's get
You know what? I'm going to make it one of my words. I'm going to find something good about that word.
Okay, you
Yeah.
do that.
Well, the bird itself
Yeah.
symbolizes wealth and beauty. So
Really?
I mean,
There we go.
you can just start out.
There
It's
we
like
go.
A symbol
There
of
we
like
go.
power and wealth in certain
There we
regions.
go. This is what I'm going
You
to
know
do.
what?
This is
You know what?
Tell me.
You know what?
Tell me, bro.
There you go. That's what you should start with. Tattoo right
A
up here.
peacock.
A nice peacock right here coming down.
I like it. That is good.
Yep.
I'm doing it.
Yep.
I'm doing it.
Do it.
I'm doing it. Done.
Absolutely. I'm glad
Done.
I could be of assistance.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to do a male peacock because they're more colorful.
Well, yeah, because the females are like brown.
Yeah, they're kind of bland and boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the females pick the males, right?
Well, yeah. Well,
And that's why they peacock.
Yeah, they dance.
they yeah, they just dance.
Oh God.
That's what they do. You see them at the zoo with their big blue feathers.
Super random story, actually. One of the stories.
We don't like random, actually.
No,
on this
it's got to
podcast,
happen,
bro. It's got to be.
It's got to come through. It's got to come through. So when I first moved out here, so I started doing Uber just for like some extra cash, right?
Yeah.
So there I was minding my business because that's what I get into, and I say that because if the police ever ask you what I'm doing, you can let them know I was minding my business. And the reality is, as I was driving, there was a random peacock just sitting on somebody's fence.
Wow.
And I was confused because coming from the inner city, the only wildlife we have are rats. You know, if you want to get real adventurous, you might see a raccoon, which those are like dangerous anyways. But, you know, they tried to jump me back then. Like, it's a whole different story. But it was just weird. I was confused. So, like, I didn't know who to call because I'm like, who do you call?
It could have been it might have been a friendly animal. It could have been a pet. A pet peacock.
I don't know, but it was just the introduction into California. So I've seen like emus and like Moreno Valley got random donkeys.
They spit emus. I heard they spit.
Yeah, I heard they do
they're
too.
good spitters.
Yeah, I heard they're very accurate.
Yeah.
There's a couple of big, long-legged birds.
Yeah.
You know, birds with like legs this long.
Yeah.
That walk through my neighborhood all the time.
Really?
Yeah, they're not peacocks, but they're those ones where their legs bend the opposite
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Like a stork or something.
Maybe
No,
it's
not
I
a
don't know.
stork.
Crane?
Stork deliver
A
babies.
crane. A crane.
A crane.
A crane.
Crane. Yes.
Crane.
Okay.
A crane.
There's cranes in my
Cranes.
neighborhood.
Yeah. You live in the boondocks.
I don't. I live
Don't
right
you?
here in San Juan.
Do you live in the city? You live in the country?
The city, country.
Yeah. You live in the city or more
I live
country?
in the hills.
See? You're in the hills.
San
Yeah.
Juan. San Juan Hills.
San Juan Hills.
Yeah. Does that make me? Does that make me?
Ooh,
sound
makes you fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy Nancy.
Pinkies up every time.
Fancy Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that how you drink your coffee?
No,
No,
I
you
was
don't
doing
drink.
hang loose.
Oh, were you? I didn't see the thumb behind.
Yeah,
I didn't see the thumb behind the
didn't either.
finger, bro.
Yeah, so that was super wild. That was just interesting. But apparently in California, it's a thing. Like exotic animals and birds just
They just
Yeah, reptiles and stuff like that.
yeah,
fly in and land for a bit and
they just stay
chill
here.
on somebody's neighbor,
And flock off.
and then they flock off.
I had a guy that said that to me all the time. He worked at our parking lot. I used to come and relieve him. Older guy, 80. And he's all right, I'm gonna guess I'll just flock off now. I'm like, all right, see you later, bro. This old guy, little white guy. I don't know. Jim.
His name was Jim.
His name was Jim.
Nice.
Poor old
Nice.
guy. He's dead now.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that got dark really fast.
It got like boring.
Took his job away from him.
What's Johnny doing out there with his hat? Just randomly.
Johnny.
There he is. Do you see him?
No.
That's Johnny.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
brother?
yeah, he's got a little sombrero.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the guy that opened the door?
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah. The other
He's
night.
The other night. Yeah, he's a good
he
guy.
He just kind of stared at me and said, "I'm like, hello." He just, you know,
He
was
didn't
like,
say hello?
"Hi."
That's
Yeah.
his death.
Yeah,
That's his death gaze, bro.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's a killer.
I'm so glad I survived.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nah, he was cool. He talked after, but I think he was just more confused. I just showed up at the door.
That's what he's confused here. Everyone here is confused.
we
That's how
don't
we get
really-
through.
we
the
don't.
day.
We don't really give him a lot of direction.
No.
We just give him a job.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Just
Yeah.
get to work.
A few keys.
Walk
What
around.
is this open? Yeah. Where were we?
Well, I just wanted to go like into the topic of like a little bit more about what he does now.
Yeah.
Give us talk to us about that, because I think what you do is really cool.
Okay, cool.
Shed some light.
Yeah, so like I said, right now what I do is I travel around to different facilities and organizations, and I just teach hope and life skills. My sessions normally consist of things about like identity, how to build momentum, attachment styles, toxic relationships, how to really deal with those kind of concepts, because I believe that I don't really talk so much about the chemical imbalances that substance when I do go to rehab centers, because most of them are better chemists than I'll ever be.
Yeah.
You know, so there's really no point in doing it. But if we can figure out the source of why you go and do that, then that's a better situation. I also am working on a contract currently to get into the school systems so that I can deal with like the seniors about these kind of concepts. Because like if you can learn, like I said, if you can learn it now before you go off to college, it would be the best thing. Or just someone just simply doing that. So what we do we just travel around, and all I'm teaching all the time is just like, hey, you can make it, you matter, and that your mistakes don't define who you are. You know, they may define and say, hey, this is where I've been, but they're no indication of where you're going. And sometimes people just need a reminder that like, I am greater than my mistakes. They're a part of who I am. But if I were to take that away, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. I come from a place of realism and just pain, so I specialize a lot specifically with relationships. I got divorced. I was married for 8 years and went through a divorce, and it was literally one of the hardest things that I've ever had to go through.
For sure, bro. There's no pain like the pain of the heart.
None.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Well, unless losing a child.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that. But I mean, you're going extreme now.
Yeah, for sure. And it was hard, and I was really just confused, lost, and it just didn't make sense. So the only way to do it is like you have to move forward. So I really took a time of self-reflection, because, you know, again, when you're having these conversations, there's always two sides to every story. And so rather than focus on what I felt she did or that kind of stuff or what you, like actually let me focus on the parts that I could have done differently so that I can be a better man. And that's what I did. So I just focused on, okay, well, you got to work on your anger. You have to work on communication. You have to work on these things. And then I began to just utilize these techniques. It's funny because I help like 10 times more couples now than I did when I was actually married. But I know what to do and what not to do from trial and error and experience. And so it's helped my communication a lot better. And so, yeah, so I travel around. I do those consultations. People book from hearttosoulegacy.com where they'll schedule a consultation. So I meet with a couple clients here and there, things of that nature, travel around to different facilities, teaching, like I said, working on the school system projects. I'm working on an online course where it'll be like podcast type modules of different things. Because I said I want to do motivational teaching you how to be a leader or effective in your day to day. You don't have to go out and do a big crowd, but let's do it within the household. You know, I do that. And then I'm also working with, like I said, creating the animated series called Animus Tribus, which you can also find on the website as well. And that whole concept, so it takes place where you have this alien race and they pride themselves on being intellectuals. So they're smart out the wazoo, but they're missing something. And what happens is they're missing that connection, that humanitarian aspect. And so what happens is they send out, there's a whole rebel, whole fight or whatever case, bad guy comes, takes over the whole planet. Fast forward to today, they're sending out people for expeditions and the main character ends up crashing to Earth. And when he crashes to Earth, what happens is he begins to explore and see the connections that people necessarily have. And as he's finding connections and harmony and all these things, the teachings of Heart to Soul are begin to pop up in the series, which gives him powers. And eventually he gets a group of people, your support network, all that kind of stuff. They go back and they're going to necessarily fight. There'll be a big battle and that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
It's just finding what you're good at, what message responds, and how can I duplicate this message in multiple ways. And then I just teach people to do the same thing.
I love that.
Me too.
And I like his philosophy about how the going from when you have a kid, like I like the way I like your teachings, how you went from the father figure to a friend, to a colleague or associate, different levels of love there, and how you interact with your family members.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's special, man.
Yeah, my son is 17. He's a senior in high school. I was really blessed with a child that is very disciplined from birth. Always been a good kid. If he does something wrong, he punishes himself mentally, which I think is a lot like me. It's just that I had other issues that happened to me as a young child, which I think threw me off course, which is fine. It's made me a better person today. But he's currently already doing some of the stuff that you're teaching. Like he listens to audiobooks and he reads books on motivation. He reads the same books I read. Yeah. He just finished both of David Goggins' books, a few other books on leadership, and he's already doing the deal.
That's awesome. I didn't know he was reading those books.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cool, bro. Good for you.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about that is starting them out young. I can't even imagine. I mean, this generation is so freaking smart, man, and they just don't realize it because they're just stuck up on stupid stuff. And if we had more people like, in a sense, your son, or just even people like you guys, just, hey, let's take the energy of what you're using here and just fashion over. It would be mind-boggling the amount of changes and things that we could actually pull together as a society. But it starts with people like us.
Yeah.
And that's the whole company, Heart to Soul Legacy, leaving that legacy, because I'm recognizing now, man, I'm looking at my parents. I remember when I went home, I think last year, I hadn't seen my parents in like 5 years physically. Just since I came out here, COVID hit, all that kind of stuff. I hadn't seen them physically in 5 years. And when I went home for the first time last year and saw my father, it was the first time I could physically see age on him. and that was scary. I've never seen that. My father's like the strongest guy that I know. So for the first time, it's almost like, wow, like, oh, you're definitely older now.
Wait till you see it on yourself for the first time.
Yeah, I'm already feeling it, bro. I'm stretching in the morning now, like, you know.
Shane and I don't get up out of bed. We roll out of bed.
Yeah, that's right.
My pain's at a 9 right now. I'm just barely hanging into it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's crazy. And so it just got me thinking, you know, it's up to us now, me, you know, stepping into like, like, for example, I am no longer considered, quote unquote, a young man. I'm just a man now, you know? And it's just like, it's interesting seeing that transition. So what are you going to do with the time? And time waits for no man.
No man.
At all.
Man, I know. I think back and you know, no regrets in my life at all. But if I had the knowledge that I have right now, and I just mean the book knowledge on leadership and mindset and manifestation, if I had that knowledge at 28, where would I be?
We don't know. We don't know.
I would be in a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were already
had
in
the
a rocket ship. Yeah, I
bro.
thought you were already in one of those.
You owned one of those already. Didn't do too good. Didn't do too good. You're right where you're supposed to fucking be.
Okay.
There's no ifs.
I was watching, scrolling through some reels this morning, and Elon Musk came on, and he was talking to Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan had a wig on for some reason. I don't know, like a blonde-haired
Is it
wig.
because of Halloween?
Huh?
Yeah, Halloween.
It was a Halloween episode.
And he was talking to Elon Musk?
Yeah, they both dressed up as Halloween people.
Oh, well, Elon just looked like Elon. Maybe he dressed up as Elon. So when they built the first rocket ship, did you guys know when they built the first rocket ship, he was like, they did a more rounded top, and he was like, there was this movie where it was kind of like a comedy movie where I think they were mocking people from Iraq, and the guy's like, you need to make it more pointy because pointy is more scary. And so Elon Musk went back to his people and he said, I want it more pointy. And he was referencing the movie.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And so they made their rocket ship more
Pointy
pointy
because of the movie.
movie.
That's fucked up.
And Joe Rogan asked him, does it take away from any of the aerodynamics? He was like, no, not really. If anything, it makes it a little bit worse.
Yeah, I think the movie, it was like The Dictator.
The Dictator.
Oh, yeah, that was
the
a good one.
movie, it was like, it's called
The
The Dictator.
Dictator.
I was like,
That was-
either The Dictator or Don't Mess with the Zohan, but I think it's The
And it's
Dictator.
the Dictator for sure.
And he just started killing people.
Yeah.
yeah. Just anyone that talked back or looked at him funny, he would just like kill him. And then he was like, all right, who's going to make the rocket? He's like, you just killed the last scientist, bro. Yeah.
Never saw that movie.
Yeah, man.
No.
It's funny.
It's
Thought you didn't watch movies.
I've watched a few.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Wow, that sounds like you're
Does it
talking
sound
through a
different?
machine. Yeah. How long have you been smoking for, Chad? You should quit before you turn old like me.
You know, that's offensive.
It is
to
to
people-
smokers.
to
smokers.
people that have that little.
Don't fucking smoke. Have those little what?
Do you guys remember those commercials when you were growing up and they would put
Yeah.
put a frying
Yeah.
pan out?
This
and
is your brain.
And then they would have an
Oh,
egg
yeah.
and they'd be like, "This is your brain."
It's your
And
brain
then
on
they'd
drugs.
crack the egg and it would start frying.
Yeah.
This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
That whole Dare campaign was quite interesting. I remember they would like, it was like a little people would be like miniature blunts or something like that. For, you know, it's like the you and then the you that smokes or something. Or like, yeah, it was like a whole Dare campaign, but it was like, those were weird commercials.
Somebody was like, "We need to bring back Dare," or not Dare. I don't know if it was Dare. It was either Dare or Scared Straight. One of the two.
Scared Straight. I love that show, actually.
Scared Straight. They
Oh,
used
yeah,
to
that
have
was-
like Scared Straight. They would come into schools like mine, you know, when I was growing up. And if you were like a bad kid, they'd take you, and then they'd take you through like a county jail, and they'd have these group of guys like, you know, saying crazy stuff to you. Come on in here. You know what happens in here? We'll bend you over. Shit like that.
Yeah.
They
I
did
saw that on TV a few times. They
Yeah,
had the kids
yeah.
coming into school into jails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think you're tough?
Yeah. You don't know what fucking tough is.
Yeah.
That was my show. There was one episode where a guy, they were crying for his mom, man, because he was like, I think he disrespected his mom, and basically, or no, he disrespected his dad or something like that, and so the guy literally told him that I'm gonna have you come in here and braid my chest hairs and call me daddy.
That's a good one. First off, nobody has chest hairs anymore, do they?
No,
Do you?
unless you're in jail. Jail people have chest hairs.
They don't have razors. in there?
They have a
You don't
razor.
think they trim it up and everything?
You
up in
think?
there? I don't know.
I wouldn't.
Those razors are dull. When like those are dull. Like, and they have to check them in and out. So they'll let them know, hey, I have a razor or whatever, and like they're monitored. And then, because I don't know if I told you guys, I used to work in a prison. I don't know if I
Oh,
ever.
really? No.
Oh yeah, no, that was the first 3 years into the field. That was quite an
Wow.
experience. But yeah, so they had to check them in. They're allowed to get them, but the guards hold on to them because obviously they'll use them as shanks and whatnot.
Slice somebody's neck.
Yeah.
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 Let's see. I want to ask him one last question. No, two more. Who's got the blue eyes?
My great aunt.
That far back, huh?
I know my sister has like hazel. And when I was born, first of all, when I was born, my dad thought my mom cheated. I'm not gonna lie.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because I'm light skinned, so like I came out white with blue eyes, and so my dad was like, "Whose child is this?" You know, and so my mom was like, "It's yours." He was like, "Nah, bro, like that's not going on." And so apparently it was a thing growing. But as they got me from the hospital and started taking me, I started to get some form of pigmentation. So he was like, all right. But he said he was suspect for like the first
week and a half.
Yeah,
It wasn't
first
dark
week and a
enough.
half. He
Wasn't
wasn't-
dark enough.
And
he
blue
wasn't.
eyes,
Yeah,
he
it
was
was the
like-
eyes. He said
Oh, it was the eyes
It
now.
was the-
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
the blue eyes,
right.
because no one thought about it, but it's like my great aunt. Because again, no one in my family like immediately right now has it. And that's like a generation or
Yeah.
two back. So they thought they were gonna change and turn more brown or hazel, but they just never did. So like now they change colors, like they go between blue and gray and green and brownish type thing.
Yeah.
Depends on weather, mood, and things of that nature. So
Us blue-eyed people, though, it's harder to see at night when the light's reflecting off of the cars, especially as you get older.
I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought I couldn't see.
They're more light sensitive. Yeah.
They did say, yeah, we do struggle with that. We reflect a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me,
I can't be in the carpool lane
Yeah.
at night if the guardrail is too low and the traffic coming on. I can't see the wall. It takes the wall away, and then I can't tell if I'm going to hit the wall.
This is why I don't drive with anybody, because there's always something like this going on. in somebody's life. This is why I drive alone.
Yeah.
This is it, right? here.
My issue is you guys don't really get it out here, but when it snows,
Oh fuck, bro!
And
I
the
get
re-
this snow
the-
blindness all the time.
the reflection.
Sometimes
off
I gotta
this-
pull over. My
Yeah,
eyes
I
are
can't,
crying so bad.
I can't see
Yeah,
during
I'm
that.
the same.
It's super bright, so
I'm the same. Snow blindness.
Yeah,
That's a real thing.
I carry just shades in the car now
Yeah.
because if something like that were to happen.
Real thing. Snow blindness.
Yeah, California, you guys don't get real snow.
No.
You got that fluff stuff.
No, we don't get real stuff. Well, have you been up to Mammoth?
Well, I do. The funny part, when I moved from Philly and came out here, and this is how I knew that California, you recognize this. I was like, anyone who ever has lived in snow, we don't seek out snow. Like, that's not something that we do, right? And everybody's like, well, if you miss it, you can go up. Like, bro, I've lived through blizzards. I'm not trying to, go back there. But yeah, I've been, not to Mammoth, I've been to Big Bear
That's not snow.
and stuff. It's all the same to me. I feel.
Mammoth, and it's not all the time, but like, I think it was 2 years ago. Man, I think last year Mammoth got a shit ton of snow
Yeah.
too. But 2 years ago I went and they had just got 9 feet of fresh powder,
Oh, wow.
and I was driving out there, mobbing on my way up there. Took my kids.
What truck?
I actually took one of the vans from
Oh, smart.
Hope. Yeah, it was one of my last memories with Justin. Last pictures, last family trip.
Oh, man.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a real final question. I don't know how exactly I asked this question, but tell our listeners, offer some hope, something that can help somebody who's having a tough day get through their day?
I would have to say that your perspective will either be your prison or your passport. In my opinion, there's no such thing as a good day or a bad day. You have days that are more unpleasant than others and days that are more pleasant. But it's about your perspective. If you decide to find the good or find the hope, it'll be there. If you don't, then it won't. And you actually have the ability within yourself to create the destiny and the lifestyle that you actually want if you can see it. I always tell clients, again, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. You're not supposed to figure out how we get there. You're supposed to faith it out, because we talked about earlier that faith is action. The only purpose of the dream and the vision, that's your North Star. So when you do, or if you do mess up, you'll always have a direction in a sense to know, like, oh, when I pick myself up, that's the direction I'm going. And the quote that I'm going to leave you guys with that I heard was, it says, if I might butcher it, it said that when you hang around people who don't understand your value, you will shrink your gift to what they can tolerate. And for me, that's the beginning of anxiety. You're becoming claustrophobic because you're shrinking yourself, knowing that you can do a lot more simply because of the people that you're associating around. So my encouragement to you guys and anyone in a sense listening is maybe expand your circle. Don't doubt yourself, because if you can dream it, you can actually have it. And that's what I would have to say.
It's two reels in that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think Michelangelo was thinking that.
He wrote it down.
Yeah. I think we're all on cue today.
Huh?
It's nice that we're all on the same wavelength today. I'm just saying, we're in queue today. That's all I fucking said, bro. I don't know why you're giving me a dirty look. It's not like I swore.
I don't.
Podcast, he's checked out.
No, I just don't like. I wasn't feeling that with him right now. I don't know where that came from.
You were feeling it with me?
I'm just fucking around.
Prick.
Anyways,
Absolutely,
thanks
man.
so much, dude. This was dope.
Yeah, this was
Good.
dope.
Man.
Bam.
For
Yeah.
sure. My
Thanks,
guy.
buddy.